Hello, group. Welcome to Action Rock Corner. I'm your host, Richard May. I like this pick. You can barely read the title of the album, and of course, they don't put the name of the band on it. Is this marketing? It's the Raveonettes and their new record, Behahi 2. Do I try? I did it right the first time. Behahi 2. There was a Behahi 1. No one. It was just Behahi. A number of years ago. And the Raveonettes decided, or the leader of the duo, Son Rose Ragnar, he probably decided make it Behahi 2. And I really love this record, but it's not the type of record I usually recommend or like usually. It is a very atmospheric record. I'll get into that in a while. But where I learned of the Raveonettes was the Coolest Songs in the World, Volume 2, from a generation ago, the turn of our century. And it's part of this collection. Yeah, big screen TV. It's in the bottom portion of the track listings. Nice compilation record. Yeah, Yule Stevens' Underground Garage. Garage rock, basically, of course, as the name of the channel tells you. And so, it's like, oh, it's garage rock. I love garage rock. I'll buy some Raveonettes. I will enjoy them. I did. I do. But it's not really garage rock. Especially when you get to Behahi 2. I keep on pronouncing it the same way, right? Behahi. I own this one. That was from the day. Last year, I bought this, their tribute record to various bands they get influence from. Not the initially hear the influence in their own songs, but a nice tribute record. I really enjoyed it. But there isn't guitar. There's not a bunch of riffs. It's all atmosphere. They list it as, let me put my notes in front of me. They list this as an indie band. Sure. Noise pop. Not noise like you hear on Sonic Youth. You don't accuse Sonic Youth of being pop. Well, they're noise. But you don't call Sonic Youth noise pop. Even when they do a more commercial record as opposed to the noise. I like Sonic Youth's noise. Some may find this an odd insight. Like I said, atmosphere. Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd is a lot of atmosphere. And you get a lot of atmosphere in Behahi 2. So Okay, 8 songs, 31 minutes, and it's all of that. It's not garage rock. Maybe a generation ago there were no garage rock. It's noise pop. It's indie. It's atmosphere. There's harmony. There's a duo, as you see in one cover. Shireen Fu, the woman, along with Mr. Ragnar. And Mr. Ragnar is the creative person writing the songs. He's in charge. But Shireen, she's the voice of the band, especially on this record. There's a lot of harmony vocals on every word on some of the songs. They refer to the Everly Brothers as a comparison to that. Not many bands have 2 singers on every word. It's one thing if the whole band joins in on the chorus. But for the verses, that's not easy to do. For every word of a song having 2 people sing in unison or in harmony. They do it here. But the woman's voice, Shireen, is the more dominant voice. So even though the man is writing the lyrics and writing the music, it's written from a feminine point of view often, especially in this record. And I like it. It's cool. But it's just not, it's not a jam band. This is all fairly mellow atmosphere music. Mellow is not quite the right word. There is, like on Blackest, there's a nice noisy riff there. My favorite song in the record, Lucifer. At the end, they borrow a synth effect, which sounds a lot like the synth from a Wall of Voodoo cover of Ring of Fire. Yeah. You're thinking it's not like Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire. It's got this one synth riff, just nasty and heavy as all get out, the Wall of Voodoo used. And the Raveonettes use a similar riff at the end of Lucifer that was not as loud as I would like it. It gets your attention. If it was louder, really clear out your earwax. It's a really cool synth sound riff at the end of Lucifer. And the lyrics to Lucifer, for a sick puppy like me, and maybe you too, it's a cool song. The woman, you hear basically Shireen's voice, and she calls upon Lucifer, a female Lucifer, to come on over, pay a visit, and they sleep together. They wake up naked in the bed, and That got my attention. Everything else is fairly not as, oh, what's the word? Sleazy. If it wasn't just saying things at the top of my head, I would find a different word than sleazy. There's a more precise word I would like to choose. More provocative. A less provocative lyrics in the rest of the other 7 songs. Provocative, that's a better word. Less provocative. But Lucifer's provocative song. Calling upon a female Lucifer to come to you and sleeping with her. And so on. Very cool song. And that's the one I saved for my YouTube favorites, for my shuffle exercises, where I need to clear out my head and before I do my next review. So, but I took a glance at other people's reviews for Behahi 2. They just don't approach this record with the same point of view I do. What they're into, I can't tell you. I didn't necessarily recognize the magazines they were writing for. You know, they're going on about the guitar riffs. I didn't hear that much guitar in it, other than Blackus. Blackus had a heck of a riff for a short period of time. You know, this is not riffs from keyboards, guitars, voices. It's very instrumental. It's atmosphere. And I love atmosphere. I love atmosphere ever since I heard Maggot Brain from Funkadelic on the radio back when I was a teenager, staying up till closing, when the bars closed in Cleveland, Ohio. And they used Maggot Brain to settle down the drunks at closing time at 2:30 in the morning. I'm sure they still use it in Cleveland to this day. And but now Maggot Brain is such a classic on Cleveland radio. They play it all times of the day. If you're in a cool city, maybe your city plays Maggot Brain on the radio, on the classic rock station. It'd be cool if it did, but probably not. Maybe Detroit. But my point is, this is an exercise in atmosphere. In fairly mellow atmosphere with some edge. It's not new age music. I'm not implying that. I listen to some new age. I know whereof I speak. There's edge to the Raveonettes here. But it is atmosphere. Much like when I referred to Pink Floyd earlier. It is atmosphere. So if you approach this, and of course it's on YouTube, so you can get your own opinion of Behahi 2, another Raveonettes. Okay, you know how I get confused? They call the band the Raveonettes. Ravon, Buddy Holly, kind of dance, you know, in later generations. The rave. There's no rave here. No rave, no rave on. From the Raveonettes. That's why, I get the notice. There's a new Raveonettes record. Oh boy. Now my memory, I'm old. I forget how easygoing the Raveonettes actually are. But hey, the Raveon, and my old brain goes, rave on, cool. You gotta rave on this time. No. It'll rave. No rave on here. It's just the band name. Atmosphere. So all this is atmosphere. And it's a cool atmosphere. And the lyrics are kind of deep. About life. Other than Lucifer, But I enjoyed it today. I listened to it a number of times. I'm not here posing. I had to listen to this all day. It's only 32 minutes long. I heard it, and heard it in my headphones and my flip speaker, whatever you call it. It was fun. Check it out. You may like it. You gotta be in the right mood. Not action rock, not garage rock, despite being championed by Yule Stevens Underground Garage. I don't think this is being played by Yule Stevens Underground Garage. I haven't heard Yule Stevens station in years. If you like this video, give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. And, get your warning that the Raveonettes is about atmosphere, not raving. Be cool if it was. I don't know, they're on tour. If the Raveonettes is on tour in your big city, because they're doing the big cities in America and Europe and whatever, get a chance to see them. Are they different live? I guess I could find some live Raveonettes if I wanted, but I imagine it's slightly, maybe more raving live. Otherwise, it'd be cool if they played this live, like on the record. Just now that I ask myself the question, can you? Can they? I think you have to get a little rowdy for a live crowd. Unless you're in a supper club atmosphere with a bunch of old farts like me. But I think they may just rave a bit live. If I ever have a spare minute, or when they put out a live record, I'll investigate whether they rave live more than they do on studio. Ring the notification bell and leave a comment. Listen to some Raveonettes. Oh, I'm going to have to do it by myself. I threw it on the floor. Baha'i 2. The fun of this channel is just watching me just mispronounce words horribly. With an international audience that probably knows the pronunciation quite nicely, because it's often foreign, non-English. I can't say foreign when I have a foreign audience. A non-American audience. But Baha'i is a Hawaiian word, and it is part of America. The Western Edge, way out there, not the continental 48 states, or wherever they refer to it. Alaska is on the continent, but it's unconnected. So leave a comment. And for the latest in action rock, garage rock, classic legacy bands, come back here to Action Rock Corner and we'll have it for you. And if there's a band you like, kind of obscure, send me a recommendation, right? Especially if there's a new record involved. Always looking for new bands. It's half the fun or half the job. I gotta work here. What is that? Let's find out. You can meet me halfway. It's called marketing. It's called public relations. Send me something. Put me on your PR list. So anyways, as if there's any PR people watching right now. Catch on, folks. Put me on the list. I'll accept your emails. So, until next time, have fun with your music. And remember, fresh music is as important as fresh food. See you next time. Thanks. Bye.